congratulations on the show you do, and best of luck with everything that comes along. Continue to follow your dreams. That's awesome. I'm going to make an announcement straight out of Rampage just for your show. Here we go. I'm going to get into announcer mode and welcome you to the WSE Lounge. So here we go. Hi, I'm Justin Roberts, and I want to welcome you to the WSE Lounge, hosted by Brian Vaughn.
I want to thank Justin Roberts and Cameo for that great introduction. And today's sponsor, as always, the WSE Lounge, is Sonny Ono. You can get Sonny Ono's t-shirts at ProWrestlingTees.com. And right now, I want to introduce to you, first of all, she is known as Babe Chandler on All My Children, as Jolene Crowell on General Hospital Night Shift. She's actress Amanda Baker Browning. So please welcome Amanda to the WSE Lounge.
Hey there.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm going to invite Jacob in here,
Great.
and then we'll get the show on the road.
Sounds perfect. Change my spot there. Yeah, I'm not the best at Instagram Live, so I'm trying to figure out how to do it.
Okay. Yeah, I know the first time when I had Max Gill on here,
Yeah.
he didn't know what to do either, and so I had to walk him through the steps, and I think about 15 minutes into it, we finally got it. So
Yeah. Sometimes it takes time.
yeah, this technology's changing every day, so you don't never know what they're gonna come up with next.
Exactly. This is good though, because you can do it in real time and have people, watch it. But then they can go back and rewatch it if they want to, right? Even if it's live.
Oh yeah. It saves them feed on here, so people can go back and watch it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, they can watch it on the YouTube channel as well.
Good.
Let's see. Check see if Jacob's joined yet.
Yeah.
He hasn't joined yet, but I sent him a request.
Yeah.
While we're waiting on Jacob to join, let's see.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, I know you're very involved with your church and everything. Can you tell us about the praise and worship team you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am a member of the worship team at the church.
Mm-hmm.
And we started, when we moved to Nashville, it took us probably about 6-8 months to find a church. But when I started attending there, I never thought that I would actually be on the worship team. But this was all God's plan. So, But long story short, they have a ministry there that basically is, at the time it was called Grow, now it's called DVLP. But basically what it is if you want to be a part of the worship team, you have to go and basically not audition, but do an evaluation. And then evaluation, they kind of put you through this program where it's basically like every I believe it's Thursday night, you go and you practice like you're on stage and the harmonies and go through the songs, and it's like you're up there doing a Sunday morning worship set. So it really gets you prepared, for when you hey
Jacob.
So yeah, it really gets you prepared for, a Sunday morning. So anyway, long story short, I went through all of that and eventually got on the team. And so now I usually serve about once a month. So it's good. I enjoy it. It's like a creative outlet for me. So it's good.
That's great. And ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I want to welcome country music singer, the host of Real Conversations, actor, the legendary one and only Jacob Young. Welcome to the show. And also formerly known as Rick Forrester on Bold and the Beautiful, Lucky Spencer on General Hospital, J.R. Chandler on All My Children. So welcome, Jacob Young.
Well, thank you so much. It's really nice to be here. Thanks for having me on.
You're very welcome. I've actually been trying to get you on the show for quite some time. You can ask Amanda that.
Well, you got to go through me, so it's all good.
Yeah,
She's the gatekeeper.
yeah.
Yes, I'm the gatekeeper. So we got here. He's here in the flesh.
So I wanted to ask you, Jacob, can you tell us a little bit about Disney's Beauty and the Beast that you did on Broadway?
Yeah. So when I moved to New York City, I really had a desire to do something on Broadway. Wasn't quite sure what that would turn out to be because opportunities are limited sometimes, obviously, and just like anything, it's a hard road to get there. There's a lot of people that are working really hard every day and paying their dues, and I had to do the same. I auditioned for that show multiple times and ultimately got it, but I was turned down 4 of those 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
It took a while to convince the powers that be to bring me on, but they're glad that they did, because the show, which was slipping from the ratings of being, for shows to be watched in New York, it had been happening for years, and they had not been in the top 10 in, I guess, probably 5 years. They brought me on, and it did a lot of promotion and ended up being a great big success, and it brought the show back into the top 10. And I finished my 3-month run, and I was also shooting all my children simultaneously, so I was doing double duty. But They were so pleased with how the ticket sales were going. They asked me to stay on another 3 months. So I ended up doing it a total of 6 months. It was the greatest time of my life, and really felt like I was deep within the artistic roots of New York at that time.
Oh gosh, for sure.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, sounds like you had quite a success with that play, on Broadway, Beauty and the Beast. A lot of times, plays on Broadway don't do so good, and then others, they do really good, depending on who they get in there.
Yeah. As many shows get canceled within the month. They just have to take it out because they're not doing the numbers. It's a tricky business.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna kind of jump back and forth with y'all, and then I'll have some questions I do for both of y'all together, and I'm gonna have fan questions. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the first fan question by video. So we'll see who we got. Let's see here.
Technology at its best, right?
Yeah. So Anthony Caleri, you're gonna be on live here with Jacob Young and Amanda Baker.
Here I am.
How you doing, Anthony?
Hey, Anthony.
Hey, Jacob, how are you?
Doing well.
I haven't seen you record anything lately. Are you still doing all that?
I haven't been recording, but there's always something that's in the works. I'm actually helping out a young man. He's got youth on his side right now, unlike me that just keeps getting older and older. But this young man is so very talented, and it looks like we're going to be cutting his EP and trying to get him out there. So I'll be talking a little bit more about that in the coming months.
That's exciting.
Cool. That is pretty cool. I mean, to have the talent to act and sing, it's like the best.
Well, I appreciate that. Amanda, she's got some pipes on her too.
Really?
Oh, yes. I haven't done as much publicly with it. It's more in my personal life, but yeah, sing a little tune here and there. So yeah.
You'll probably understand this. I've always thought I could carry a tune, and I had a friend who's in a band here in Rochester, and he kept saying, "Come on, just try out in church." I'm like, I
Yeah.
grew up Catholic, so you know that fear,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
right? Just the thought of it would make me shake. So finally, I thought, all right, I'm older now. I got to get over it, and
Yeah.
I've been doing that in between.
Good for you. You know, I think a lot of times in our lives, if you haven't really um, had the opportunity, or if you pass by, you kind of reach an age where you're like, really, I have nothing to lose, and it's just
Exactly.
it actually makes me happy. So you know, why not?
Right. Let them laugh if they want.
There you go.
Oh man, this is so cool to talk to you.
Like I said, he's in the flesh, so you know.
Right.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, you too,
Yes.
Jacob. You know, I make you laugh, Jacob. When I worked for Chase Bank for a million years, and we had a TV in our conference room, and all my children and the Bold and Beautiful were on constantly during lunch. So of course you get addicted,
Yeah, of course.
right?
Well, you're in their lives every single day. It's,
Yeah, you
you know,
almost feel like I feel like I know you, both of you.
yeah. No,
It's really cool.
we definitely bring a lot of ourselves to the table. I mean, when you're doing it day in and day out, you know, there's no time to. I mean, there's time to develop your characters, so to speak, but there's really no time to really. You're just trying to make it as authentic as possible under the restraints, and that's why it feels so personable, because it feels like you are talking to us, because it is us.
Right, right.
I say
Yeah.
it's not. It's how do you not bring a version of yourself to the character,
Right.
especially when you're working with somebody, you know, day in and day out on a personal, you know, you have to have that relationship, that chemistry, and things like that. So you know, it's hard not to do that. So it's just
Sure.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I wanna thank you so much for being on here and asking Jacob and Amanda a question, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me come in.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
you're welcome.
Have a great day.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. You just press the X button at the top.
Oh, geez. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Take care, everybody.
He's
You
trying to stay
did.
on a little longer.
What was that?
You're trying to stay on a little bit longer.
Yeah. You know, I didn't. I thought when it was done, like you would X me out, but I didn't realize.
Well, yeah, used to you could do that, but now everybody has to press the X. But hey, if you want to make a screenshot of them with you, that's fine.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, go ahead and do that if you want to.
I look like I got a fat neck the way I'm sitting in this chair. There we go. All right. I'll let you guys go.
Okay, take care.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, that was interesting.
Love it.
Okay, my next question now is for you, Amanda. Now, I watched a little clip of you in the movie Lizzie,
Yeah.
and I saw when you were playing Lizzie, and you had all those birds come down to attack you. You grabbed that machete gun, and boy, you was going after those birds like you were gonna turn into a Wild West wrecking machine.
Actually, so Lizzie, so that one that you're speaking of now,
Uh-huh.
The Birds of Anger, and
Uh-huh.
that actually was a short that I did with a good friend of mine who's a director, Greg Bishop, who does horror films. Lizzie was also a horror film I did, but this one, it was basically there was a film festival or a contest where directors were doing shorts that were a mashup of video games and horror films. So
Mhm.
this particular short was a mashup of The Birds and Birds of Anger. So
Okay.
and anyway, he ended up casting me in the role, who was supposed to be like Tippi Hedren, and
Mhm.
and yeah, there were some, he brought in these people that have birds that work on movies, which was hilarious.
Mhm.
A lot of the birds were CGI, but yeah, a lot of the birds that they did bring in were real, so they could just multiply them. And so yeah, I'm really fighting off birds in that scene. And it was pretty interesting. All I just kept hoping was they didn't poop on me. You know?
Yeah, birds.
Huh?
Were they attack birds? Were they trained to attack?
They weren't, it was like they were supposed to be attacking me in the scene. And if
Right.
you, but basically what they were doing was they were just letting them loose and they were kind of landing on me. And I was kind of like, trying to throw them off, which I felt horrible about. Cause I was like, the last thing I want to do was like injure one of these birds or like, anyway, it was really interesting because I was like, how is this going to work? Like, and of course, when you're filming something, you don't know what it really looks like till the end and it's all put together. So, but they did a great job CGIing more birds in that looked really real. And yeah, there were doves, there were like crows, it was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So kind of like that old movie that always haunted me in school, I'll tell you, The Birds.
Yeah.
In black and white. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Old Alfred Hitchcock, and the way they shot, the short was very Alfred Hitchcock like. So, there were the shots where they're down on the floor looking up and then they kind of like, they pan back, all these sort of dramatic, like, shots. But yeah, so yeah, it was fun. And I got a rack of shotgun, shoot, not really shoot, but it was,
yeah. Wow. So, Jacob, my question for you is, what was it like for you playing Lucky Spencer on General Hospital?
It was good. I mean, as far as the character, that was a very enjoyable time. Obviously working with Tony Geary and Jeannie France, so many others, so it was a really, really great time. A fairly decent experience. Each show is so unique, even because of the cast and people's personalities that you're working with. I have to say it was a good time in my life, but I have to say All My Children was probably my favorite place to work, just because of I don't know, we really felt more like a family, and people really did things together after work and had dinners, and we really maybe it's the whole living in New York City versus living in Los Angeles, but it was a good time. I can't really say it wasn't. I mean, I took an Emmy for that character, so it obviously did what it was supposed to do.
Yeah, I know. You did win an Emmy for playing Lucky Spencer, and you were also nominated several times for your other characters. I believe as Rick Forrester and also J.R. Chandler. And I wanted to know now. We never really got the closing to this, and I guess you could maybe explain or elaborate a little bit on this. Now you and Maya were on Bo the Beautiful, and then all of a sudden, it's just like y'all disappeared. So, did you get let go? Did they put you on a reoccurring basis or what?
Well, so the storyline, they just kind of stopped writing it. Like we'd had positive feedback from the story, and there was so much more story to tell. But that show, typically that's sort of how things work over there, and it started to become. I was working once a week, maybe sometimes not, 2 times a week. It was there. I was just not being utilized, and honestly, it wasn't very happy time for me at that towards the end there. I was just, as an actor, we really want to feel used. We want to be thrown in there with everybody in the mix.
Yep.
And I didn't want to be worrying about, hey, when the next time I was going to be working. So I made the decision to walk away from the show because artistically it was killing me inside to have to sit there and stress about that every day. So I told them, I said, even if you guys want to put me on reoccurring, I'm going to walk away from the show. And it was actually for my own mental health and my own well-being and my artistic ideas. I wanted to expand. I had only ever been on these daytime shows.
Yeah.
I mean, a few movies here and there, but
Right.
that was to really spread my wings. And it took 2 years for me to really start developing I mean, I was doing some
Mhm.
lifetime stuff, a few movies here and there, but to really, start getting in a place that, from walking away, because there was downtime. I had to get new agents
Mhm.
again. I had to start the whole game of auditioning again and getting back out there, because you don't really need an agent when you're already under a contract. Lord knows you don't need to be paying that agent the extra money for doing nothing. So,
Yeah.
you really just, I kind of wiped that slate clean, and I had to start all over from the ground up.
Well, hey, I agree. I mean, you don't want to. It's like in football. If you're on a football team, you're on a major football team, and they have a game and they're playing. You don't want to sit on the sidelines on the bench and watch while you get paid $1 million.
Correct.
So,
Be in the
I
game.
mean, you need to be out there. I mean, especially your character. I mean, J.R. Chandler. I mean, my goodness, that was an epic character.
Yeah. If
And
that if that show was still on today, I would still be playing that role. I know I would be, just
Oh,
because I loved it.
oh yeah,
yeah, that
it
was
it was
great character. I think that yeah, that character for sure. You brought him to life in so many ways. It was, yeah. I was always amazed by what you did with that character.
Oh, well, thanks. They gave me a lot of room to play with it, and of course, I was working with like Amanda, and of course Adam, David Canary, and
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Katie McCall
yeah.
Knight, and it was great. Every day was going to class because I've learned something from them, and it really just they gave me the free reign to really explore that character.
Now, my next question is for both of y'all, and I thought about this the other day, and I never have. This never has really crossed my mind to the other day, but what was it like? What is it like to y'all for y'all? Now, this is actually a two-part question. What was it like for y'all working with David Canary, who played Adam Chandler? But also, what does it feel like for y'all? Because I know what it feels like for me, knowing that the patriarch uh, male figures of all my children, which is David Canary, Adam Chandler, One Life to Live, Phil Carey, Asa Buchanan, and General Hospital, John Engel, Edward Quartermain, all knowing that they are no longer with us.
Uh, Go ahead. You can go ahead, Amanda.
Well, for me, like Jacob said, it was a very much a learning experience, and
Mm-hmm.
working with him in the scenes that we did have together. Although our characters didn't necessarily get along very well in the time that I was there, but just to see him go back and forth between two characters, obviously he's playing twins, and so he's not just Adam Chandler, but he's Stuart. So he's just to see him go back those two and the dynamic he had between them and the differences that he presented. I mean, it was just like I was obviously in awe of him, and because he'd been doing it for so long, it was really I just felt really really lucky, really blessed to be in any scenes with him. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so and to know that obviously he's not here any longer, and it's I was the day that I found out. I remember I was so it was just sad because you think about all those memories and you think about times. I actually worked with him outside of the show. Jill Larson.
Uh-huh.
Jill Larson was working on this little independent film, and I played his love interest.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, David Canary and I we locked lips, which was really weird. But
That is weird.
yeah, but he was fantastic. He was amazing, and I was really sad to find out about that, and just to know how you know legendary character, and he definitely leaves behind a legacy for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly what Amanda said. When I don't know if many people know this story. I know it's been told a couple times, but when I first was brought on, I was given the opportunity to play Jamie Martin or J.R. Chandler.
Gosh, I didn't
Hmm.
know that.
I
And
didn't know that.
and so at that time, Justin Bruning had been cast as J.R. Chandler, but he hadn't seen the day, the cameras yet, and nobody had he
Hmm.
had started. And so when I ended up getting on the show, I mean, when they gave me that choice, I had watched All My Children, and to play either one of the sons of those patriarchs of the show would have been an honor. But I'd always admired David Canary for playing the dual roles, making them
Hmm.
uniquely different. So it was an easy choice for me immediately to go on and play his son. But when I first started, I mean, David and I got very, very close, but I don't think he had a choice. He really didn't
Hmm.
have a choice. Right away, I wanted to get to know him, so I wanted to create sort of that father-son relationship. And I, for almost a month straight, went and walked with him because he would always walk up to this little deli, this bodega over down the end, and go get a salad for lunch. And so he thought I was crazy, like I was going to go to lunch with him every day. But I really wanted to ensure that we had a relationship, and we got very close over that time, and we stayed very close the entire process. I have to say, towards the end of the show of All My Children, even before that, this was becoming a big strain on David. He was going through some health issues, and
Hmm.
his memory wasn't all there as far as memorizing all of that dialogue on a day-to-day basis. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you, watching him, even though he was dropping lines, the intensity and his passion for acting, he fought for every moment right to the very end. And I was incredibly heartbroken when he passed,
Yeah, I'm sure.
as
Yeah.
many people were, because he's just a legend. He was a legend in the daytime business. He was a legend in TV
Yeah,
and film, and he was just an amazing man to work with.
absolutely.
And did y'all ever get the chance to meet Phil Carey or now I know you probably got to meet John Engel.
Yeah,
Well, actually, you probably did meet Phil Carey because you did the baby switch thing, and we'll get into that in a few minutes.
Unfortunately.
So
yeah.
how was it working with them?
Oh, with John
Phil
Ingram,
Carey, yeah, John Engel.
he was he was like a whirlwind of love and information every single day. You
Hmm.
could always count on him to have a wonderful story. And I mean, I guess probably people know or that they remember, he was the the teacher at Beverly Hills High School. I think it was Beverly Hills or Hollywood High, one of the two.
Oh
The
wow.
acting teacher for years and years and years. So like
Hmm.
saw all the movie stars that grew up in LA come through his class, and the stories that he would tell were just nobody gets those kind of experiences with these A-list actors. So he always had a story for something, no matter what. And I enjoyed being a young actor, learning it, from our mentors. That was a very exciting time for me.
Amazing. And really quickly, I'm going to ask you another question, and I'm going to get a fan question by video and by question. Uh, Now, one of my favorite times of All My Children, One Life to Live was the baby switch. It was the baby switch to where the plane crashed. You had Paul Kramer, Kelly's brother from One Life to Live, coming over to Pine Valley, going back to Landview, taking Babe's baby. And I know Alexa Haven was playing Babe at that time with you on there. And my favorite time, though, was when they were in the police station, and I seen Bo Buchanan, Had Martin, Zach Slater, Kendall, Adam Chandler, all these people together. And I'm like, wow, this is a dream come true. All these soap stars, One Life Lived, All Our Children, all of them together in the same room. And I just thought that was so amazing. And what was it like for you working on that baby switch thing?
That was an incredible storyline. It took a while to tell, obviously, because
Yes.
bitch and all that. But I'll tell you what was interesting about that storyline, because of because of Babe and JR, that storyline, All My Children really never had an international following.
Hmm.
It wasn't really airing in many countries, but they ended up selling All My Children, starting from that Babe JR storyline, to France.
Wow.
Wow.
And it had to do with that whole crossover with One Life to Live. But it was a trip. You know, I gotta say,
Hmm.
I would be working at All My Children, and then they're like, "Well, you got to go over to the One Life to Live studio now, and go do those scenes."
Wow.
I was going back and forth a few times, and
That's
that was
fun.
cool because I knew all the people that were over there at One Life to Live, but I never really
Hmm.
worked with some of them. And I don't know, it was just fun. It was fun to be able to jump around.
So fun.
That's amazing. That's incredible. Okay, I'm gonna take a question written out. Okay, from Vicky from Arkansas. How was your Christian faith? Okay, this is for Amanda. How has your Christian faith helped you in an imperfect world, especially in the entertainment industry?
Yeah. Well, thank you, Vicky, for that question. I appreciate it. I think it's helped me tremendously, actually, because I feel like I've been surrounded by a lot of really amazing people that are like-minded in my faith. My manager, my agent, the people that I've been represented by. But all my experiences have been really, really, really positive ones. Not to say that the entertainment industry doesn't have its downfalls, because it does. But I feel like with the ups and downs of it, there's a lot of rejection. There's a lot of things you really have to go through that can really put you in a dark place, and a lot of times you can get jaded because of it. I feel like that has sustained me in many ways, to be able to rely on that. Can you guys see my daughter? She's begging
Oh,
on camera.
hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, we're counting down the days till she starts school, so um
Okay.
but
Wow.
You guys haven't started school yet?
well, Wilder has. My
Oh,
son,
okay.
he's in regular school, but she's just doing like a little pre-K thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Start until a week from today. 7 days, guys. So pray for me. 7 more days.
Wow.
Hey.
But
We will.
so anyway, yeah, so I have really had to really rely on my faith for pretty well everything in my life, but for
Mhm.
especially in this business, because of all it's a roller coaster ride. Just because you book something and you get like series regular on something, or it's like that's
Mhm.
guarantee. It's not like a normal job in life, where of course no jobs are a guarantee, but particularly in the entertainment industry, it's always a up and down kind of thing. So yeah, it's definitely been my cornerstone, my stronghold, that has carried me through many, many, many situations.
I just normally curl up in a ball and cry on the floor.
I've done that too. Okay, go get
Okay, we have another video question I'm gonna take. Oh, and this is also from Vicky, so I guess Vicky's gonna get to talk to you in person and
one. Oh,
the question.
no.
Okay. All right. Vicky, you're on there.
Hey, the
Hey,
question was
Hey,
just from me, and I appreciate you guys letting me join. I
Yeah.
actually just
you're
was
welcome.
going to let you know that was a great answer, Amanda, and
Thank
it's been important for me too, because even in the regular world that's not the entertainment world, which I did actually want to be an actress. That is
Yeah.
what I wanted to do in life, and that door was closed many, many years ago. So it's important to me too, just in the day to day, especially with the roller coaster ride that everybody's going on right now,
Yeah.
because the economy's uncertain and unsure. But
The crazy.
I
Yes.
do have an additional question,
Yeah.
Okay.
and that is, how would someone who is far along in their years, I just turned 50 this year, how would they be able to try out or do you have to be SAG? Like, how would someone who's wanted to act and has done it maybe on small stages in their small hometowns be able to actually get themselves marketed and try out for a movie or for an extra part?
So I'll tell you what.
Jacob.
So I have a class, an acting class, online virtual class. We also do in-person clinics. We just got back from Kentucky, and we have a lot of adults who have realized they want to pursue that again. There is what we call Actors Access now. We never had that before, which is a subscription site that gives you all the once you fill out your resume and all those things, you can start submitting yourself for opportunities, which are SAG or most of them would be union through Actors Access. But at that point, you still would need to start thinking about trying to get in representation. And that's also something we offer on our site. I've utilized all my relationships, and my other instructors that work there, we're all working actors. So we have agents and managers that we do showcases for with our students. So once you feel comfortable with something you've worked on, a monologue, or we get you in front of them, and so you can have that opportunity to get representation. But the first and foremost, I would say, is to get on Actors Access and start building out that resume.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I will also add that, with as many platforms as there are today, look at how many shows there are. There's, constant things coming out on Netflix and, all over the place. So somebody told me before I moved to LA, I think I was 25, and they were like, oh, don't you think that like your time is kind of like, don't they really want to cast people that are like in their early 20s? And I'm like, I guess I'll find out when I get there. But really and truthfully, the way that it is now is so different. They cast all ages of all different looks. It doesn't really matter how old you are, because constantly the breakdowns are so diverse. So if it's something that you want to pursue in your 40s, your 50s, even your 60s, it's never too late. So
Mm-hmm.
say, oh, your time has passed, it's like, that's just really not true. So, and being that you can really act from anywhere now, the Southeast is just blown up. It's huge. There's a lot going on there, and Texas and so many other areas that really you don't have to be in LA and New York anymore, whereas you used to. So there are a lot of agencies out there that are taking people on that live all over the country. And so you don't have to, be in one of those areas, like I said, that, would really require getting good representation more. So there's a lot of opportunity, and there's a lot of hope out there for women that are, older. So just keep pursuing it, keep going, keep looking into it. Like Jacob said, Actors Access is a fantastic resource. And think about signing up for a class, because I just sat in on one of Jacob's classes the other day, and talk about like instruction and just going through a scene and breaking it down and really like keeping craft, just it's a tool, so you want to try to keep it fresh. It was really really awesome. So I would definitely look into that.
We have a very strong adult class that's taking place now, every Sunday evening. And we have several students in that class. Take a look. Go on the website. It's called workwithworkingactors.com. Workwithworkingactors.com. Check it out. There's a new student plan that's there. It's a heck of a deal. It's like, compared to other prices out there of classes, I just feel like people shouldn't have to overpay for knowledge. So please feel free to check it out. You have any questions, you can reach me through the website as well.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for that information. And thanks for just being on here today. It popped up on my feed, and I clicked straight on it and was surprised to see Amanda. I met Amanda years ago in LA because I know her husband's cousin here in Arkansas.
Yep, I know. I heard your name, Vicki, from Arkansas. I thought, wait, is this the Vicki that I know from Arkansas? And then all of a sudden it popped up and I saw your face, and I'm like, it is the Vicki I know.
It is. Be blessed. Thank you.
Vicki.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Well, that was fun, and I was just sitting here thinking about something funny. If they made Instagram where you had nine, you could have like nine people one time.
Yeah.
You could just have a remake of the Brady Bunch. Everybody just look around and go like that.
It, it's it's really funny you mentioned that because I'm interviewing Barry Williams, who played Greg Brady, today.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Right.
Okay.
yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Legend. I mean, come on now.
Yeah. He's a great legend. Yeah.
Fun to talk to him.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I remember some of the members of the Brady Bunch, and if you talk to him, when you talk to him though, ask him, uh, ask him what it was like when they did the episode when Bobby took the football. He threw it, hit that statue.
Yeah.
Ask him what it was like watching that and how it felt and everything.
Okay. Will do.
Okay. And because I remember Bobby, he kept saying he kept having a dream, and they kept saying, "You broke Mom's favorite vase,"
Yeah. Yeah.
But I wanted to also ask you. Let's see. I got my notes right here, so I'm checking. Okay, Amanda. What was it like working with Bradford Anderson Spinelli
Mhm.
on GH Night Shift?
Oh, it was a blast. He, his character was kind of a little spazzy. He was kind of playing the underdog, but yet he's dealing with, this sort of macho character. And anyway, of course, he ends up having a crush on me. So we had a blast. It was a lot of funny scenes, a lot of for me, it was like my first. When we were shooting Night Shift, it was like they shot it like a series. So they did 13 episodes, and that was like their first time trying to do something like that on SoapNet. So, uh, yeah, we bonded pretty quickly because of the time constraint we had. They would shoot General Hospital Monday through Thursday, and then on Fridays they had the studio open to shoot Night Shift. So they had to pack everything.
Uh,
They had to pack everything into their show in 4 days when really they usually have 5. And then we would take over on Fridays, so we would shoot a whole episode in when we were there on Fridays for the series. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had lots of laughs, and I just did him and his podcast not too long ago, and it was hilarious. He's just a funny guy, not just on screen but in real life. Like I said, you bring out yourself.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a lot like that in real life, just funny. And but yeah, and it was a learning experience for me. I was that because that was before I went to All My Children, so it was a learning ground for me too, being on that show. And so he helped me in a lot of ways in that because he'd already been on the daytime soap, so it was just helped me a lot in that learning process.
Now, I know that you were also on a show called Rules of Engagement. I believe you played Megan.
Yeah.
What was that like?
That was my first time being on a sitcom. So I people would ask me, if you could do anything or be on, any show or whatever, what would you choose? And I was like, well, other than a soap, because it's like a regular sort of work schedule in the sense of like Monday through Friday. That's like how sitcoms are. And you're in one spot, so you don't ever have to like travel around, which I prefer. And everybody's always laughing. It's always funny. So I loved it. You have rehearsals like Monday through Thursday, and then they shoot the show on Friday, and they have a live audience, and they have like somebody there to warm up the crowd. And David Spade's on that show, so he was hilarious. And I remember the night that we filmed, he came and he brought Chris Farley's brother for the watch, and I was just like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a wild experience, and loved it. If I could do sitcoms and just be on a set like that and the same place and know my schedule every day, that would be amazing. It was great.
Now, Jacob, My question for you is: I know on Real Conversations, I know that I was just watching one of your clips before the show began. You're talking to an actress who was homeless and talking about state of mind and everything. And my question to you is, and I know you're familiar with the show. He's a good friend of mine. Would you be interested in being on State of Mind with Maurice Bernard?
Sure, absolutely, 100%.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. The current episode that you're talking about is with Natanya Ross, who was
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
in Boy Meets World, Adventures of the Babysitters Club. She did everything that pretty much like Nickelodeon. She was a big child actress for many, many years.
Hmm.
Like so many young people who start so young in the industry, you start having a lot of times you'll have almost like a in-house person that's hanging out with you, and many times they're not adults. So maybe they're like 18 years old, and you end up getting caught up in stuff that you probably shouldn't. And she did.
Hmm.
She's very open about it. She's since been 10 years sober, but she got addicted to heroin, lost everything, and was living in her car with other heroin addicts. And she's got an incredible story. She now started a charity where they feed the homeless in,
Hmm.
in the Valley out in Los Angeles. She also has another another charity getting people clean off of drugs. She's really done a lot. She's such a champion, and she's so brave. So I highly recommend anybody, just you want to hear a story of overcoming, all those demons. Check it out. It's on Real Conversations. It just landed today officially.
Nice.
Okay, that's on iTunes and Spotify and all that.
It's anywhere and everywhere you can listen to a podcast. I have on my link right now on Instagram through Anchor, but
Hmm.
if you're on Apple, you can go that route. If you're on Spotify, you can go that route. This one will probably
Okay.
the video as well because I use StreamYard, so that might
Okay.
actually YouTube. So down the road, but yeah, please check it out.
Okay. And now let's see. Okay. Now this one's for you, Amanda. Was it strange for you all of a sudden the same day Alexa Havens was leaving All My Children? Was it strange for you whenever she went in for the hug and it showed her, and then it come back out and it showed you? Was that strange for you taking over as Babe Chandler that
Yes,
way?
probably the number one question I get whenever I do interviews about the show uh, is about my introduction and her leaving because of the way that they shot it, and they really had never done anything like that before. So it was obviously kind of an experiment, and I'm reading and I'm kind of reading the script for the first time, and I'm looking it over, and then I'm talking to our executive producer. She's like, "Oh yeah," and so in that part where you go in for the hug, when she goes in, then you're going to be
Hmm.
like, wait, hold on a second. Because I grew up watching soaps, and I know,
Yeah.
when they're introducing a new character, usually they come in the front door, they come down the stairs, and they're like, the role of so-and-so is being,
Yeah.
whatever. They weren't doing that. so, so yes, it was very strange to answer your question. And, but at the same time, it was Alexa's last day, my first day. So it was sort of two people being able to be there at the same time and kind of pass the baton over and say, here you go, and got to give her a hug and all those good things. So, but yes, it was very strange. And I'm sure there were a lot of people at home that were thinking, did I take my medication today? Like, what's happening? Like, different person, like that just came out of the
Yeah.
hug. So to kind of have that sort of transition was really wild. But yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot for sure.
Now, Jacob, this question is for you, and I thought about this, and I thought it was a brilliant idea, and I'm gonna run this by you. I don't know if you thought of this or not. Okay, now I know you have a band, that y'all, sing different music. Okay. So have you ever considered putting on a 3 concession concert with your band, Wally Kerr's band, and then Pork Chuck all together? Wouldn't that be neat?
Yeah, it would be neat. I was approached by Steve Burton. This was several years ago,
Uh-huh.
but I was approached to fill in for Brandon in Port Chuck at one time, but
Oh, wow.
making it back, so it was all gravy anyway. But
Mhm.
would totally be open to that. I think it'd be a great time. I've performed with Scott Reeves. We did a whole bunch of different locations all through the East. That was a lot
Mhm.
of fun. Played New York City, played out on the island, multiple places. So that was cool. But I'm always open for an opportunity like that. And I don't, I'm not actively pursuing it. It's not like I don't, wouldn't want to do it if it presented itself. But yeah, 100%.
Jacob, I used to do different 80s cover bands, so don't count me out.
Nice.
So, just throwing myself in there.
Let's do it.
Yeah, there you go. We have another fan question through typing. Let's see what they said. Okay, here's a question. Who was your favorite yet challenging character? And I guess this is for both of y'all because it doesn't specifically say from Kimberly.
Go ahead, Amanda.
Oh gosh. What was who was my favorite yet most challenging?
Who was your favorite yet challenging character?
Oh. Gosh, they've all been really different and unique, but I would have to say, because I got to play her for quite a while, would probably be Babe. And she was challenging because I was replacing someone. And so there's the pressures of bringing obviously myself to the role, because I can't be Alexa Havens, obviously, or play her version. So that was challenging in and of itself, because you want to obviously do a good job, but you also want to stay true to yourself and not be someone that you're not within a role. So yeah, I would say Babe.
And you also had to let everybody know they wasn't on any kind of medication when they send the switch.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
For daytime, I would say it was probably JR. He was the most complicated. But
Mhm.
this last summer, I shot a movie with Jason Cook, who directed and wrote. Everybody knows Jason from Days of Our Lives. He was also on General Hospital, I think, for a time.
Yeah. Matt, he was Matt Drake, Patrick's brother.
And
Yeah.
he wrote this script called Four for Fun. Brittany Sarpy is also in it. And it was incredibly challenging. Now, the first thing, maybe most people don't know this, but Jason is hyper intelligent. He's an incredibly smart writer, and he's also an incredibly complicated writer. So his writing is just it's not easy to learn. And
Mhm.
so, and this character that he had developed for me was something that was not me at all. I mean, this guy was egocentrical. He was crass. He was a billionaire. It didn't matter what came out of his mouth. So I had to
Mhm.
refine, because I always try to be polite, and so that's definitely not me. But I had fun with that role. But that was definitely probably one of the most challenging. We're still in the film festival process with that. We're heading to Portland, Oregon. Here's
Mhm.
that film for their festival. And I think we're also Catalina Island.
Oh, that'd be fun.
So there's another
Mhm.
that film coming up.
Okay, and I wanna know now, what was it like for you both? I mean, not what was it like? I know what it's like, but what is your favorite memory or memories of being Babe and J.R. Chandler on All My Children?
You want
And
to go?
this both of
I
us.
think first and foremost, Um, as you're listening to Amanda speak, and those of you who know her or don't know her, she's an absolute gem. She's such a sweet, big-hearted human being, and not only would we hang out together on stage, but she'd come over to my house a few times. We go out to dinners. She's just an absolute pleasure. So every moment is the best memory for me that I worked with her. And we've continued to work together. We just did a short film called Prepare for Launch a year and a half ago, but that's making the rounds at the film festivals as well. And yeah, it's when you find somebody that you enjoy working with, you try to keep them around.
That's sweet. Well, I say ditto to all that. Jacob, I did my screen test with Jacob, and that very first day. Of course, I had to fly in from LA and do the screen test and fly right out, so I was nervous. And
Mm-hmm.
he just made me feel so comfortable in because when you do the screen test, you're on set and it's like you're filming a real scene, so I'm just out of my mind, like nerves, like oh my gosh, like this is crazy. So from day, I wouldn't even say day one, I wasn't even cast yet, but from that moment I felt like, man, if I get on this show and I get to work with him and get that feeling of like having it feel so natural and have it be that sort of effortless, then I win. I win. And so when I found out that I got it, I was like, this is going to be, a really awesome experience, no matter how it lasts. So yes, so all of that, every scene we had, and all the craziness and not together, whatever it was, was always so much fun. So, and I learned a lot, and he taught me a lot because, at that point, having done it for so many years, it just was a really great experience. And so I was lucky to be able to work with him in that capacity and develop that friendship also outside of the show, which I feel like is always so important because it translates on screen, you know. So yeah.
Same.
Also a gem. Also a gem.
Well, I've got to say that the writers did a great job with the character J.R. Chandler, because I remember many times Jacob, and all my children, sometimes you would be the most hated character. I mean, everybody was like, man, Jacob just needs to, I mean, not Jacob, but JR just needs to straighten up, and, and then sometimes you'd be the most lovable character, everybody be saying, oh man, he's so awesome, and they did such a great job at writing that. And I never will forget, do y'all remember this? The guy who played, Julian Jerome, William DeVoe.
Yeah.
When he played on All My Children, I never will forget that when he died, he was hated so bad. I remember the whole town actually lit him on fire, I believe it was.
What a way to
You
go.
remember that? Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, I mean, he was hated. I mean, everybody hated him, on there. I think he did so much evil stuff. I think I know he played a Canvas. Was was it Ryan Canvas or Michael Canvas or
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Mike? Yeah,
Yeah, he was there like the first year I was on,
yeah.
and then he left.
Yeah.
So I'm having a hard time, and my storyline never crossed his ever.
Okay.
Like these shows are, like you can have a whole nother cast, or there's a 50% of the cast you rarely ever see unless it's a big event.
I ever,
Yeah,
and interacted with,
yeah,
unless wedding or something, and like everybody's there, but even you're not really interacting with them. So yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I remember the last now this is leading into something. I remember I remember the last All My Children show when they thought that All My Children was gonna stick around over on ABC because they thought Prospect Parks had it and all that, and then JR went into the closet and he had a gun and he was attempting suicide, and he was like, nobody loves me, nobody cares about me, and Adam and all them are out there at a party, and then the gunshot goes off and it ends. And everybody's like, what happened? Well, then you went to Prospect Parks, and Prospect Parks ended up, not doing so good with All My Children and One Life to Live. And long story short, ABC now owns the character rights to All My Children and One Life to Live. So my question for y'all is, do y'all see a reunion of JR and Babe Chandler showing up in, say, for instance, somewhere in Port Charles on General Hospital?
Well, I did take a meeting some time ago with Frank Valentini,
Uh-huh.
and that was something that was sort of kicked around. But obviously, I played Lucky over there, so that was sort of kicked around. But I said it's been
Uh-huh.
years. I could play a totally new character too.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
people that have come back and played different characters.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I just don't. I don't think he sees me on his canvas. I don't know. I don't know what that's all about.
Mhm.
Artistically, he runs the show, and the writers are writing the show, and if it doesn't get written, it's not in the show.
Yeah.
So, but I also, again, if it was an All My Children's sort of scenario like that, I would definitely
hmm
welcome that 100%, and I think I would definitely feel good about diving into that.
Now, have y'all heard anything about the Kelly Ripa All My Children night thing? I hadn't heard anything about it.
Yeah, it kind of came and went. There was such an amazing hype that was around that, and
Yeah.
I had spoken to Eva LaRue about that, and Rebecca Budig and Kim Matheson.
Mhm.
We were doing this All My Children reunion thing for E Entertainment, and right then and there was sort of like when it all sort of started. They had been kind of discussing that Kelly
Right.
and Mark were looking to do this reboot with Primetime.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think we would have heard something by now. I guess no news,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. No news, good news. Yeah. I didn't mean to cut you off there. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. But if that happens, that would be cool. I know the story
Yeah.
I'm talking about was focusing on some of the other family members, and of course it would be more like Dynasty, where you got younger characters coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would just be more like cameos. I feel like of the different actors popping in once in a while.
Well, I mean, you could always tell Frank Valentini that you want to play a bad boy lawyer, and then you come over there and whoop Martin Gray, Ted Knight, Tad from All My Children.
Yeah, no, I would enjoy that.
Yeah. Well, what's your thoughts on it, Amanda?
Well, my character went into a coma, and I don't know whatever happened to her. I don't know if she's still floating around or if she's in a coma or what. I don't know what happened to Jolene, but I always say never. So, if it's, there can always be conversations to be had. I know Mark Teschner was responsible for me getting cast on that, and I've stayed in contact with him over the years, and he's such an amazing man. So, but like you said, if it's not written on the show, I mean, the writers,
Mhm.
that's the key right there. So that's got to be that's got to be part of it. They have to be in your mind. You have to kind of go along with what they're doing in the script, and of course, you can come on as a different character, but and then of course, All My Children, I'm always open to that. It was such an amazing experience, and like I said, I never say never, so I'm always open to stuff like that.
Okay, and uh we'll prepare for launch. Will that be out on DVD or streaming platforms or what?
Not sure where that's going to end up, to be honest. It's just
Okay.
making the rounds, and I think they're going to be looking for distribution or doing something with it.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about your singing career, Jacob, because I know you've been singing a long time, and I just found out about you singing probably about a couple months ago. I didn't even know you were a singer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first time well, I've been singing my whole life, but I signed
Hmm.
when I was 18 years old, 19 years old to Artemis Records, which was Daniel Glass and Danny Goldberg, both very, very famous R&B
Hmm.
record producers. And that album was when I was on General Hospital, and that was set to come out on September 11th, and it did on in 2001. And they had
Oh, wow.
outs of me and this huge stand at every single warehouse music across the country. And it's just one of those things that it just didn't work out because of those reasons. They had high expectations for it. I had already done a full radio tour across America, and it just was what it was. So I shelved that for a while, and I
Hmm.
to a point where it was killing me inside that because I just kept writing music and I'd be singing and writing songs to my wife, and she's like, why don't you write some music and go get it produced and
Ah,
Hmm.
follow through with that again, and so I did, and I cut almost a full album, probably 10, 11 songs. That's pretty much a full album, but I did
Hmm.
as an EP, some of them as singles. And all my music is available. Not my old music, but my country music that I play and perform.
Uh-huh.
That's all on Spotify and YouTube. You can check it out there. There's some
Okay.
pretty good songs on there. I'm really proud of them.
that's awesome.
Okay, and last but not least, I want to ask y'all: do y'all have anything you'd like to promote? Movies, projects, podcasts, anything? The floor is y'all's.
Well, I mean, I guess just tune into Real Conversations, if you're looking to lift your spirits or learn a little bit more mental health, and pop on there. It's not just that. It's really about talking with people who are professionals in the business, who have had to overcome great hurdles to get to where they are. So that's really what I try to focus on. And other than that, right now, just I'm gearing up to do a major motion picture right now. It's all in development with Sony. So we're just, I'm be on the lookout down the road. You'll definitely be seeing it on my Instagram and anywhere else when it's time.
Ooh, I want to know what it is now.
Yeah, I'd check that out.
um, yeah, I'm just in the process of auditioning. Just auditioned for a few different films, and so we'll see what happens with that. But I'm actually headed down to Knoxville for our Jacob and I's short is making the rounds, like he said, the uh,
Hmm.
film festival world. So I'm going to be heading down to Knoxville in September for that film festival and get to see our friend Mick here, who plays one of the other astronauts in the film. And yeah, just doing the mom thing, trying to do the actor thing, getting my feet wet again, doing those fun things. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. My family and I have a commercial out right now we did, which was fun. We got to all work together. Well, we got a bonus daughter. My real daughter wasn't quite. They were like, 3 years old. No, we'll go with an older kid. So yeah, so we got to film a commercial together, which was fun, which is out right now. And yeah, everything's just blessed. So yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm so glad y'all could be on here, and thank y'all for taking time out of your busy schedule, especially you, Jacob. I know you're a very busy man. And thank you so much. This first time we've been on video, Amanda, face to face, because I know you were on the show a couple years ago
Yeah.
over the phone. So
Yes, this was great. Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah. Thank you so much for taking the time today, and
Yeah.
absolutely anytime.
you're very welcome. Take care.
All right.
God bless.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Thank you, everyone. That was Amanda Baker Browning, and she's known as Babe Chandler on All My Children, and also that was Jacob Young, known as J.R. Chandler on All My Children, and Rick Forrester on Bo the Beautiful, a country music singer, also known as Luke Spencer on General Hospital. And you can be sure and check out this interview on Instagram Live. In the Instagram section on my Instagram, and also on the WSE Lounge YouTube channel. And now I'm going to go to the closing. This is the first time y'all have ever seen the closing.
What's up, everybody? It's the Hollywood hunk, Ryan Nemeth, being paid a large sum of money to thank you for listening to the WSE Lounge. And when you're done with this episode, head over to Vimeo, watch my film, Heal, or head over to shopaew.com on Pro Wrestling Tees, grab a Hollywood hunk t-shirt, or don't do any of that. I don't care.